Okay, M for model, V for view, C for controller. Okay, so actually like there are two types of requests that are possible in a web application. One is called as a Ajax, one more is called as a non-Ajax. Okay, what is the example of Ajax? Example of Ajax will be Gmail. You will enter a non-Ajax will be Gmail. You will enter username, password. You will click on sign in. It will open you and give you a different page altogether. All the mails. Okay, that is an example of non-Ajax. Ajax. For example, in Facebook, you will be scrolling down and the screen will be getting painted. Okay, partial page rendering is called as an Ajax. Okay, in our case we have used both Ajax also, non-Ajax also. Wherever we are doing login, okay, we have used Ajax. Wherever we are displaying the question, we have used non-Ajax. Wherever we are doing a register, okay, we have used non-Ajax. We are reloading the same page. Wherever we have used questions, string of questions, we have used non-Ajax. Okay, wherever we are creating the user by an admin, we have used Ajax. We are hiding the panel, showing him the message, same page. Okay, then after that, wherever we are displaying the charts, we have used Ajax. Okay, clear with this? Okay, now, okay, what is Ajax? Partial page rendering. Partial page rendering. Okay, what is a non-Ajax? Non-Ajax is complete reload of page. Complete reload of page. Okay, now whatever it is, okay, now these steps, if you remember, you can understand even the flow of your project or any Spring MVC project. Okay, Spring MVC. Step number 1, always remember, okay, for a J2EE application, okay, when the request goes, okay, whenever the request goes, okay, either it will be like form action equal to some action, say for example login.do. Okay, if it is a non-Ajax, okay, in the front end you will find this code. Okay, if it is Ajax, in our project we are using ext.js, you will say url : / for example classify age for our charts.do. Okay, always remember, whenever the request goes, the request URL will be taken from a form action if it is non-Ajax. If it is Ajax, it will be taken from a URL : okay, some attribute URL : okay. Now second, the generated request, okay, okay, say for example it will be in the format, if you have observed on the browser, http localhost the port number, our project port number / stress management, okay, that is context path of the project in general, okay, / okay, whatever is there either in the form action or URL will go to the server. It will always be in this format, http / the if you have websites, localhost port number will be replaced by www.that websites. Okay, localhost port number / the context path, okay, your project name, in your case stress management / the action URL. If you click something, there will be like login.do if you are clicking login. Okay, if you are going to view classify age, then it will go like this only, classify age.do. Okay, so the generated request will be compared, okay, in web container against, okay, URL pattern of servlet, okay, inside okay, web.xml. Inside web.xml we will check whether the request is valid or not. If it is invalid, we'll throw him out, we'll say 404, request not found. If it is valid only, we'll proceed further. That is step number 2. Step number 3, if URL is valid, okay, we look for servlet name. Okay, then step number 4, for the servlet name, we find the same servlet name under servlet hyphen mapping. Then fifth, create an object of servlet class, okay, defined in tag servlet hyphen class, okay. In our case it will always be, okay, dispatcher servlet. Okay, let me give you something here. Okay, for a J2EE application, all the requests will be handled by a component of J2EE known as servlet. Okay, it will take the request, it will process, it will send back the response. In our case, because we are using Spring, it will be dispatcher servlet of Spring. Okay, always remember, like if I had coded your project using legacy, not using industry standards, okay, we have around 30 screens or something, or 25 screens, I had to code 25 different servlet. But here we are coding just a single controller, 25 different functions to achieve the same job. Okay, because we are using Spring MVC. Okay, therefore now, okay, the step is, what will happen is, okay, let me show you something. Okay, let me go back to our welcome.jsp. okay, I'll go back to some front end page. Okay, say login.jsp. inside login.jsp, okay, when you click on login, okay, see here there will be something like form action. Where is that? See here, form action, okay, /there/login.do. So what will happen is, this request will go from the browser. First it will go to something known as, the request will get generated. The generated request will go to the web container. In our case, the web container is Tomcat. Okay, and it will go and look into web.xml file. Therefore, let us go. Okay, our project web.xml file is where? Our project web.xml file is over here. Okay, web content, always web.xml will be under web content web-inf. So if you see there is a web.xml file, go and see the URL pattern. It is saying accept all requests which is of the pattern /there/star. Okay, therefore when you go back to your front end page, if you see our pattern has /there/, therefore it is a valid request. What it has to do next? Is, if URL is valid, we look for servlet name. Therefore, if the URL is valid, we are looking for servlet name. So what is the servlet name? Stress. Okay, therefore let me go back here. Okay, if URL is valid, we look for servlet name under servlet mapping. In the same servlet name under servlet, this is. Okay, now we have done this. Then for the servlet name, we find the same servlet name under servlet tag. Therefore, the same servlet name stress must be under servlet tag. Servlet name stress, both matches. Then after matching the both, next is create an object of the servlet class defined in the servlet-class tag. Therefore, if you see here, there is a servlet class. Okay, we have used the inbuilt servlet of Spring, ORJ Spring Framework Web Servlet, and we have used a dispatcher servlet. Therefore, what will happen is, the dispatcher servlet object will get created. Create an object. Therefore, dispatcher servlet object will get created and it is available. Who will create it? The J2EE container will create it by automatically using the Spring container. Okay, now dispatcher servlet is there with us. What is our next step is? Okay, next is the Spring will look. Now entire job is given to whom? The dispatcher servlet. Okay, the dispatcher servlet will look for, okay, servlet hyphen name hyphen servlet dot xml. It will look for this XML. Okay, under this what it will do is it will look for a tag context colon component scan. I'll tell you what are those things. Okay, context colon component scan and the package name under that. After looking for this, it will search the packages for a class, okay, at controller, wherever we have defined at controller, and create object of controller class. Okay, once it has created an object of controller class, it will, it means here dispatcher servlet, it will call handler mapping of Spring and then identify the function to be called. Identify the function to be called using at request mapping. Using at request mapping. This is the 8th step. Okay, once function is called, okay, if it is Ajax request, we use at response body and your result will be sent to the same page from where the request has generated. Okay, 9th A. Suppose if it is non-Ajax, we return model and view. If it is non-Ajax, we return model and view. Okay, we always say new model and view, and we pass the name of the JSP, name of page which we want to load, comma, we pass some unique object, okay, where the results must be stored, and the resultant object if it is a non-Ajax. Okay, then after that what it will do is, okay, 9th, okay, then we have 10th. If non-Ajax, it means always dispatcher servlet. Okay, it will look for internal resource view resolver, of Spring, okay, and append a prefix and suffix to page name. Append the prefix and suffix to page name and load the page. Okay, these are the 10 steps which we need to remember. Okay, now we were till here, servlet class, dispatcher servlet. 6th step is the dispatcher servlet will look for servlet name hyphen servlet dot XML. Inside that what it will look? It will look for component colon component scan package name. Therefore, I'll go back here to our application. What is our servlet name? Stress. It has to look for servlet name hyphen servlet dot XML. Therefore, stress hyphen servlet dot XML. It will go under this. It has to look for what? Under this, it has to look in context colon component scan package name. Therefore, if you go over here, there is a context colon component scan base package com controller IMPL. So this is indicating for the dispatcher servlet, go and look for the controller under this package com controller IMPL. Okay, therefore next what will happen, as part of the next step, search the package for a class which is having at controller and create object of a controller class. Therefore what will happen is, under this base package, it will go and it will look for that particular package, that is com controller IMPL, and it will go and search whether the class name has an annotation at controller. Yes, it has. It creates an object of stress managed controller. In the Spring container, that object will be available. Okay, now we are here. Next, after that, what it will do? Okay, now we know in which class we have the implementation of interaction with the front end with the back end. String controller IMPL, stress controller IMPL. Now the next thing is, it will call handler mapping of Spring and then identify the function to be called. So now there will be so many functions. Now I have to call based on my action my specific function. Therefore what the dispatcher will servlet will do is, there is a handler mapping class, okay, of Spring inbuilt class. It will pass the URL pattern to them, and they will find out by looking into the request mapping which function to get called. Therefore what will happen is, now, okay, say for example I am doing a login, then my pattern is /login.do. /login.do is my pattern. Therefore if you see, okay, request mapping has a value /login.do. Now the Spring identifies, okay, at request mapping the pattern is matching, call this function, and your control is in the first line of this function. Okay, now after that, next thing is, once the function is called, if it is non-Ajax, Ajax will come back, because now we are discussing login. If it is non-Ajax, we return model and view. Okay, therefore if you see here, we have written some logic, user ID not empty, all those validations, but return type is what? Return type is what? Model and view. Therefore you will say return new model and view login input. If there are any errors, go to the same page, object, and what you are giving is our own object Ajax response, wherein we define the error messages that has to be sent, whether the status is true or false, all those things. Therefore, but it is returning new model and view, the name of the page, the key, and the resultant object. Therefore it will be name of the page, the object, and the resultant object it will return. Now once we have done, if it is non-Ajax, it will look for internal resource view resolver of Spring and append a prefix and suffix to the page name. Okay, therefore I'll go back here. What is the page name? Login. Therefore what the Spring will do is, there is like where all the Spring components are defined is string-servlet.xml. Therefore here it will go and look for internal resource view resolver and append a prefix. What is a prefix? /JSP/ append a suffix.jsp. Therefore our login will become /JSP/login.jsp. And then after that, what will happen is, if you see in our web content, there is a JSP folder, under that there is a login.jsp, and it will load this page on the front end. Okay, this is the flow if it is a case of non-Ajax. Okay, if it is the case of Ajax, for example, okay, I'll go to the controller. Till controller it will remain the same, identifying the controller. Okay, Control Shift T, stress, manage controller IMPL. Okay, say for example I'll use one of the classify, because that is a Ajax based. What controller fix is not coming? Okay, it is Hang or what? Control F, Control F, Control F, Control F. Wow, I have to search it manually. Okay, classify. I have designed lately, no? Okay. Say for example, sex classify unregistered.do. See here what it is returning, at response body and our object directly, not model and view. So it will send back the results to the same page from where the request has got generated. Okay, so here it will be whatever object, it need not be Ajax response. This is the object which I have generically designed for our project. Status will be true if it is successful, otherwise it will be false. All the errors will go and sit in the EB errors. Model will be our own object. In this case the model is what? In this case the model is classification group. If you see inside the classification group, number of persons, the stress label is there. Number of persons 7, 6. Stress label high stress, no stress. Okay, so it is that object. Model will be that object. That's why it is a off type object. It can hold classification of sex, classification of anything. It can hold even in case of say view puzzles view also, because it is of type object. Okay, therefore now it is at response body. If it is Ajax, same page from where the request is generated, send back the response. So this is how the Spring MVC flow will happen. Still I have not done a code explanation, only the concepts I have explained you. Okay, you understood the Spring MVC flow?
Yeah.
Okay, now this flow if you remember, then you can easily understand